You know, I've been making a living as a professional magician for 30, almost 40 years now. And I've had to learn how to market myself, and I've gone through different stages in doing so. So I want to share with you some of my recent experiences, and maybe you can be enlightened with a little bit of what I'm experiencing and identify with what I'm experiencing. I was told a long time ago that half of my marketing budget is a waste of money. The problem is you got to figure out which half it is. Years ago, it used to seem to be easier, especially when we had the Yellow Pages, and people would just call you from the Yellow Pages. And if you were the first one to get that phone call, you usually were able to book the show. Nowadays, you have to show some credibility. You have to have a website, and you have to have some video with pictures and testimonies to prove that you are a professional and able to deliver what you have to deliver. So recently, I've been noticing that people are doing what is called ghosting. Not ghosts like freaks, but it's like you somebody and you either call them and they don't call back, or you send them a text they don't text back, or you send them an email they don't text back, or you do a direct mail and they don't respond to you. In recent years, it seems to have increased. People don't want to communicate. And in fact, I've even got people who are trying to book me now strictly through texting and don't want to talk to me on the phone. And I'm going, okay, I hate to tell you folks, but you need to hear what I have to say and answer some of the questions I have for you, because I can give you a better service, give you a better deal if you can talk to me first. Okay, so recently I was talking to one of the guys I've been coaching and helping in marketing. I've been coaching several people, and he was telling me I've done the direct mail and I got very little response. And I said, now it's the day where we have to go back in and start knocking on doors in person. And the reason why is because people have a tendency to connect with you face to face, more so than they do through all this digital stuff that we're doing. Even the phone or texting, all that. It's not the same. We become numb to that, and so by going in and knocking on the door, it is far more effective. And part of the reason why is because they're meeting you in person, and they get to actually know you. And then the other thing is, I don't know if you realize this, but you emanate a vibration, of an image, a frequency that they can either resonate with or not. Just make an appearance. I know it takes time, it takes gas money to go and drive, but I pick and choose the places I go where I'm going to go in person. And I usually keep them within, 30, 40-mile radius of where I live. That way I'm not wasting my time, and it's far more effective. Now, quite often I'll go in and I'll ask to meet with whoever is doing the hiring, and I will hear the comment, do you have an appointment? No, I don't. Is Mr. So-and-so available? And they would say, well, he's not available right now. I said, well, when could I meet with him? Well, you can make an appointment, but you got to call. Well, it's just what they're doing is the gatekeepers are doing their job. They don't want to allow you to have free access to whoever you need to talk to, and they've been trained to do that. And I understand why it's happening, because there are a lot of people out there who are just mumbo jumbo, and but if you're a professional and you have something to offer that they need to know about you. So getting past the gatekeeper is very difficult. It reminds me of that scene from the movie of The Wizard of Oz, where they go try to see Oz, and this is what happens.
If you please, sir, we want to see the wizard right away, all four of us.
Orders are, nobody can see the great Oz, not nobody, not no how.
Oh, but please, it's very important.
And I got a permanent just for the occasion.
Not nobody, not no how.
Isn't that funny? So, yeah, I had this just recently happen to me. I was actually sent by a corporation to a particular office to meet with a person in charge of hiring for the parties or for the events they were doing, and here again the hostess, receptionist rather, said, "Do you have an appointment?" And I said, "No, I don't." And then they said, "Well," I said, "Well, I was told I was supposed to see so and so." "Well, he's not the one in charge. You need to meet with this person." I go, "Oh, okay. Is that person available?" "No, they're not here right now." And I said, "Okay, maybe I can leave a brochure and get their contact information, and I will follow up with them in an email," which is better than nothing, you know. Wow, is this a struggle, you know? But the point is I only have to make those contacts maybe once or twice in attempts, and eventually I'll get to meet with them. If I meet with people in person, I usually have a good chance of gaining their interest, and especially, if you've not learned this yet, if you got to get people to see your videos about what you do. I know that when people call me up, if they've not looked at my website and not seen my videos, I encourage them to do so before I even try to give them the details of what I offer, because I want them to see what I do. Now, I will answer questions, but I ask a lot of questions. And I do put some of my pricing on the website now, which I didn't used to do that, but I give them different choices and different packages. So, you know, I'm doing everything I know to do to get the business. And, you know, years ago, I was using the third-party platforms like, you know, Thumbtack and Bash and, well, I can't remember many of the other ones now. But the point is they, here again, it got to the point, I was fine for several years, and all of a sudden, boom, I would pay the money, get the contact, call them, send them an email, nothing. And so I just stopped using them this last year and focused more on my positioning within the internet and in my own market here locally. It's a challenge. It's really a challenge. So anyway, I'm hoping that maybe you can relate to some of this, and if you want to talk, I'm available to you. I'm happy to give you some coaching as to my success, and I want to hear back from you some of your success. So, you know, don't text me, call me. I'm happy to talk with you on the phone. I'm surprised how many people will talk to me about marketing or magic, and they'll say they want to send me a text or something through Messenger. And I said, look, if you want to talk about this, call me. I'm available. I can make myself available, especially if I know when you're going to call, and we can even do a video chat. I really enjoy doing that, because that way I really get to know you on a personal level. And let's not this barrier of communication restrain us. Open up. Don't be afraid. You know, make contact. Reach out. Love the people that you're working with, and they'll love you. So that's all for now. We'll talk more later.